Welcome to the Fit Vegan Podcast, the show where we help you optimize your health, fitness, and mindset on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. My name is Maxime Sigouin. I am a former triathlete, powerlifter, bodybuilder, and basketball player, and I've been vegan for 9 years. I've also been able to coach over 350 vegans from 20 different countries to completely transform their bodies and their health. I'm excited for you to listen to today's episode. Let's get into the show.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fit Vegan Podcast. As you guys can tell, we have a podcast episode out on Friday. So we're going to be following a new structure. We've been putting out 2 podcasts a week for the past year and a half. And we've decided to level it up to 3 podcasts per week. So you can always expect a little solo episode on Monday, just myself sharing my thoughts, talking about mindset, providing some value. I want to have a guest on every single Wednesday. We have some amazing guests coming up. We just finished a full week of recording some podcast episodes. And then every Friday, like this episode, will be a little bit shorter episodes, like maybe 5 minutes, potentially 10 minutes, a little bit on the longer side, just to provide you with some quick value that you can listen to before the weekend. And so you're ready to crush the weekend and you always stay in alignment with your mission and your goal of becoming a fitter, healthier vegan. So today, I want to do this real quick, is share with you 10 tips to not be hungry when you're trying to lose weight and improve your body composition. All right. So I got a little list here that I made for you. Number 1, and I know it might sound simple, how do you not be hungry when you're dieting? The number 1 way is to not starve yourself, right? Don't starve yourself. Do it right. I see so many people follow the really bad rule, which you shouldn't follow, of 500 calorie deficit per day if you want to lose 1 pound per week. And then people go, if you want to lose 2 pounds per week, you do 1,000 calorie deficit, you do double of it. Imagine starting your dieting phase with 1,000 calorie deficit per day, right? For some of you, that's like half your food for the day. Like, it doesn't make sense. Listen, we've been able to help people lose fat. We've had Will who did like a 200 to 300 calorie deficit for his whole transformation and lost 35 pounds on a 200 to 300 calorie deficit. 2 to 300, 35 pounds, right? Some people are trying to drop 2 pounds a week and subtract 1,000 calories from their daily food intake. It doesn't make sense. So when you're fueling yourself properly, what you want to do in a proper dieting phase, when you work with a coach that knows what he's doing, is you want to maximize every deficit that you make with your nutrition, and you want to maximize every deficit that you create with exercise. Listen, a lot of coaches that are really insecure about being able to help their members lose fat will just slash out your food. It's like, if you really think about it, it's really easy to make you lose weight. Let's just starve you. If you starve you, you're going to lose a bunch of weight. Is it sustainable? Will it help you retain lean muscle mass? Will it help you be healthy and be able to produce the right hormones so you still have sex drive and you still sleep well and you still have energy every day? It won't if you're slashing all your food, right? So you want to be efficient with your deficit. So number 1 way to not be hungry when you're dieting is don't cut out all your food, right? And I'll show you how to not do that in the upcoming points. Point number 2 is don't over exercise. See, so many people, and it's such a big belief in society that you need to do tons of cardio if you want to lose fat. Listen, I've been very upfront about this. If you just do a bunch of cardio and do a calorie deficit, you will look like a soft, mushy vegan. You'll be like a little jiggly vegan, right? Like a little silly putty vegan, right? You don't want that. You want to look like a toned, strong vegan. And in order to accomplish that, you need to include strength training into your regimen. Minimum of 3 times per week, max 5. Most people don't need to do 5. I do 3 at this moment. So 3 strength trainings per week is more than enough. In combination with proper nutrition will allow you to improve your body composition. And then cardio can be used as a tool to create an additional deficit when needed, because again, remember, we want to maximize every deficit that we create, either through training or through nutrition. So some of you are over exercising, so you're doing a bunch of cardio to trying to lose weight. Guess what happens after you do cardio? I don't know for you, I'm starving, right? When I do a strength training session, I'm okay. I'm like normal level of hungry, but when I do cardio, I am starving and I want to eat way more than I'm supposed to. And so there's no need for you to do too much cardio if it's not necessary. If you're someone training for Ironman and all these things, it's a different conversation. I'm talking because I have a background in Ironman, so a lot of people follow me because of that. But I'm talking about like regular fat loss. You do not need to do a bunch of cardio, all right? And for Ironman, it's not even for fat loss. It's because you're trying to perform, which is, again, very different approach to how you would transform your body. So point number 3 on how not to be hungry when you're dieting: eat a whole food plant-based diet that is rich in vitamins and nutrients and is rich in fiber. You have nutrient receptors in your gut. Once those are satisfied, it'll signal to your body like, hey, we're full. We got what we need. Fiber, volume, right? It takes space in your stomach, will make you feel more satiated faster. If you eat foods that are high in calorie but low in vitamins and nutrients and in fiber, that's the reason why you can eat a whole bag of chip and still feel hungry, but you just consumed over 2,000 calories. So when you're eating the right types of food, it'll allow you to feel satiated on less calories, which again will put you in that calorie deficit. So eat whole food plant-based options. Point number 4 is stay hydrated. I can't tell you how many times I've mistaken personally hunger for me being thirsty, right? Make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day for a multitude of reasons, which we can do a full podcast on. I would literally talk 30 minutes about water, but to flush out toxins, to help your brain think better, to help your digestive system, to help your lymphatic system. Like there's so many good reasons, but a big one is like, if you're hungry, sometimes you're just dehydrated, right? So you just need to drink water. So make sure you're being hydrated. 2 to 3 liters for women, 3 to 4 liters for men. I know you're going to go pee more often. It's normal. That's the point. We want to flush out the toxins that are in your body. All right. If you don't have time to pee, you need to reevaluate your life. I'm just going to put that out there because that's the number one excuse why people don't drink more water, because they don't have time to pee. You need to reevaluate your life if you don't have 2 minutes to go pee a few times a day. All right. Point number 5 is get proper sleep. If you don't have proper sleep, I can promise you're going to see a massive increase in your hunger and your cravings the next few days, right? There's a direct correlation between lack of sleep or terrible sleep and an increase in hunger and in cravings. If you want to reduce your cravings and just be able to not be hungry all the time, get a proper night of sleep. Again, if you don't have time to sleep, you need to reevaluate your schedule and start prioritizing the things that actually matter. Netflix, TikTok, and Instagram don't really matter that much at nighttime. You're better off going to bed early. All right. So now for point number 6 to 10, those are going to be for tips when you're lower in your calorie, when you're at the end of a cut, right? This is not for anyone starting a cut. This is when you're at the end of the cut. You got a last little push that you need to do. Little tips are sparkling water. I don't know for you, but the little bubbles kind of make me feel full a little bit and just, keep me satiated for a little bit longer so I don't feel like I need to eat right away. So sparkling water. 7, eating with a smaller utensil, right? What it does is psychologically, it makes you feel like you're taking more bite. The other thing is that it's slowing down. It's slowing your eating down because if you're lower in your calories, you tend to be a little bit hungrier, so you eat faster. But having a smaller spoon or fork will allow you to slow down your rate of eating and gives time to your stomach to realize that you're eating food. Point number 8 is eat with a smaller plate. If you're eating with a smaller plate, again, psychological, you feel like you have more food because it looks like more in your plate. Point number 9, which we tell all of our members when you're at that last push of the cut, is bulk up your meals with vegetables. Vegetables are basically free calories, right? You can add a lot of spinach, kale, chard, lettuce. You can add some mushrooms, some onions, some bell peppers. You can add so many vegetables to your meal. And at the end, it's going to add like an additional 5-6 grams of fiber, but it's going to add you maybe 5 to 6 cups of volume. You can feel really full by bulking up your meals with vegetable, which all our members are highly encouraged to. And then point number 10, and it's one of my personal favorite ones that I do. I don't like the word fasting, but it's basically like fasting. Fast a little bit in the morning and save your calories for a little bit later in the day. So I like to call it just delaying calories, because that's basically what I'm doing, because I'm still going to have like a coffee with some vegan creamer in the morning. So I'm not technically fasting. I'm just saving my calories for later in the day. Because I don't know for you guys, when I eat first thing in the morning, it opens up my hunger, and then I'm just hungry all the time, right? But I found that if I just delay it by like 2 to 3 hours while I do my deep work, while I do my reading and everything else, and then I eat, well, then it's like 10, 11 a.m., right? And then I only have to I go to bed, I want to stop eating 2-3 hours before bedtime. So 7 p.m. I stop eating. So I have like a smaller window of time that I can consume all my calories. So I personally like to do that when I'm lower in my calories. But when I am higher in my calories, you can be sure that I will be having a breakfast, because it's way too much food for me to eat. So just to reiterate them, point number 1, don't starve yourself, do it right. Point number 2 is don't over-exercise, don't do too much cardio, because it'll just leave you feeling hungrier, and it's going to be terrible for your body composition. Point number 3 is eat whole food, plant-based. Make sure it's vitamin and nutrient dense and rich in fiber. Point number 4 is stay hydrated. 5 is get a good night of sleep. 6, sparkling water. 7, eat with a small utensils. Point 8, smaller plate. 0.9, bulk up your meals with veggies, and 0.10, just delay your calories. And I promise you, it's gonna make the world of a difference in your hunger levels when you are dieting, right? But I'll be honest with you, 3/4 of the way of your transformation, your fat loss, maybe like I would say 90% of the way, you shouldn't be hungry, right? 90% of the way for all of our members' transformation, they aren't hungry. They're full. Most of our members complain that it's too much food once they start their transformation. They don't understand how they can eat so much and lose weight. And then we just tell them, trust the process, eat all the food, eat as much as you can. And then they lose like 5 pounds and 6 pounds in the first few weeks. And they're like, how does this work? I'm like, that's what happens when you're fueling yourself properly, right? So implement these 10 points if you're taking on your transformation on your own. Obviously, if you need help with your transformation, we're here for you. We've helped over 450 vegans from 20 different countries completely transform their bodies, their health, their body composition, and their mindset. So there's going to be a link in the show notes and in the description where you can apply to work with us. But hopefully this little podcast was helpful. Be sure to stay tuned for those because they're going to be coming out every single Friday, just shortened version, straight value for you. And hopefully you enjoy them. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Ciao.